Hello and welcome to Vibrant Talks. This is a program where we discuss different topics related to founders, what it is to be a founder. And today, our topic is why did we start with VibrantFounder? And with me, I have my co-founder and my co-host. I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Stina. What's your name?
My name is Ivan.
Great.
Yeah, as we get a name caption over here.
Hey.
So, Stina, let's just jump straight into the topic. Why did we start VibrantFounder?
We started VibrantFounder because we wanted to give founders from anywhere an equal opportunity at success. Because a lot of founders with good ideas, and maybe even particularly founders who make ideas for their own communities, they don't have the resources to establish a strong company around their product. And so their product doesn't have kind of the same chances to grow and succeed as others do.
You know, because one of the biggest challenges we also have seen is that you have on one hand product development and on the other one business development. And from the interaction we have had with so many founders is that those two things are not intertwined. It's like two different separate words. It's like, okay, now I need to pitch to investors. Okay, now I need to set up a business plan. I need to set up a pitch deck and so on. But that process in itself is a part of the business. Also, product development and business development is the same thing.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. So the structured approach to business development is extremely important. You save time, energy, and resources. I mean, we have been through that process.
We really have. And actually, I was thinking, because I did write my master's degree on dynamic business models or dynamic business modeling. And I remember I spent a lot of time Googling how to build a business just to see what would come up. And actually, it was a waste of time. And I'm happy that we've kind of taken what we've found through going through all these Google searches and implemented that into a solidified method. I'm proud of that, actually.
Yeah, it's true. Because the thing you had is business model canvas.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just show it over here and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you have so many opinions about how to build your business. I mean, there's so many voices out there, but it's just like purely theoretical approach. But how to practically set it up, I think that's one of the biggest. That has been one of the biggest challenges as well in terms of setting up
operationalizing.
Exactly. You like that word very much. Operationalizing the knowledge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it's like the way we've set it up now is that you can basically press start and then it keeps telling you what to do next. Yeah. And that's the thing. So you don't have to spend time second guessing, oh, what should I do? Should I evaluate doing this or that? No, you get the option of what would be a smart move to do according to the science. And then you kind of just go with that. And then we've also embedded the iteration points of it that, okay, you do this, you test it, and you go back and you iterate.
And one thing I know you love very much is assumption, breaking assumption. I mean, that's something which we was very passionate about in the product. Maybe you can tell a bit about that.
Well, one thing we know is that there's no kind of one framework for testing a product or an idea. And you also have to test the different elements of an idea, because you could have, for example, a product that's great, but the way you've set up your value prop isn't convincing. So it's not that the solution isn't the right solution for a validated problem, but the value prop could just be kind of misaligned. The statement could be misaligned with what you're actually serving. And so testing these different components will help you to see that you're in line and that you kind of maximize what you could get from your the different components. And then the unity will be validated as well. And so what does validation mean? It means that you actually get other people to say, yes, this is right. I recognize this. I am convinced by this.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, you're creating something for the market.
Exactly.
And the best place you can validate something is in the market. And I think that's something which we have strived really much to implement it. Like being reminded that, okay, whatever you're doing is an assumption. Okay, the problem you're defining is just an assumption. So what are you doing actually to verify that assumption? The same thing for solution and many other elements inside.
Every element, basically.
It's true. But the other thing also is that we have also been really committed to kind of combine and put together a community. Maybe we can talk a bit more about that.
Yeah, well, I think community has many aspects, but what was important for me is that we're not building two different products and that one kind of it serves one purpose and the other serves the other purpose, but how can they overlap and reinforce each other? How can you kind of have a community or like a social media that could reinforce the processes that you're working on in your creator space? And how can you have like a creator space that makes your kind of social media profile, to put it that way, or your community profile pop and attract new fans, new followers,
exactly,
new traction?
But also, like, how can we, like, for instance, the assumption part, you know, we have the fact that you can use community as a way to verify your assumptions, like having other founders coming in and giving you feedback. I think that's extremely important, right? Because there's so many ways, of course, to verify assumption, but I think that's one way which you can help a lot of founders, because it's, I mean, the journey in itself is quite lonely, right?
It is.
I mean, how lonely have we felt sometimes?
Very lonely. Sometimes I wish I would be lonelier.
At least we have each other, right? But I mean, think other people who are alone, right? And they
with the financial pressure, the pressure of kind of also other people depending on you, the idea, everything. That's a lot.
I think the key thing which to take out of this in terms of VibrantFounder is that the journey itself, it's an experimental process, and that experimental process, you can use a lot of time, energy, and resources. So VibrantFounder is there to kind of to reduce, I mean, to amplify and help you so that you reduce amount of money, energy, and resources you're using in the process of that experimental stage.
And also just to verify or reinforce that people can be experts on their products. They don't have to be experts on everything else, because we can do that for you. That's what we want to supply to the market. But also I want to say that right now we're talking about the product as it stands today, but we have great visions for how it will look in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. And I'm really excited to see also it developing into different features and different product lines, and I think we have great potential.
Exactly, and with AI, I think there's so much potential in that. I mean, we have been discussing that. Can AI be a co-CEO? You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. That is very interesting.
I mean,
it's the cheapest CEO that you could get, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think for now, I mean, it kind of looks like that's something which is quite achievable.
But I mean, would you want a non-human entity being a CEO of a company? That's the question.
Okay, we can co-CEO. That's why I say co-CEO. That's it. I mean, you can all these kind of elements which are very like repetitive. All these different things you can kind of reduce that, so that you can focus maybe more on the value creation. So I think maybe not CEO, maybe let's call it CTO or something like that.
Or like a decision support system or
exactly.
something like that.
Because
also for transparency.
Exactly. So what is AI does? I mean, it taps all this data and just gives you something back. Well, this has been a very, very insightful, and I hope you guys have got a bit insight into why we started VibrantFounder. Do you have anything to add?
I don't really have anything to add, but I just want to say that honestly, if you feel so compelled, join us. Just send us an email. We're very open to hearing from people who want to be part of our community in whichever way. This is something that we started, but it's something that's growing.
Oh, there's something which I forgot to mention. One of the biggest vision which has driven us so far is like universal access to successful entrepreneurship. I feel like that's something which has been a driving pillar for us for a long time. I
feel like we explained it, but we didn't use those exact words.
So yes, join us. It's very easy to sign up on VibrantFounder.com, and on our community you can always interact with us. And
if you want to become a partner or anything else, you can always send us an email. We're available.
All right. That was the first episode, and see you next time with someone else.